feel like I should start this video off with I am a little under the weather, and if I have any sudden cuts, it's because I'm having a coughing fit. I it was happening more earlier in the week, but it's mostly gone now. Anyway, I'm going to mostly start this video off with a belief I've always had, and that belief is the third generation of a product or the third release of a experiment or gimmick, generally the best time to look at actually buying this product and seeing if it's worth buying or not. And this is my reason why. I generally see with any product a sort of flow chart, if you were. And that flow chart is first generation. It's just put out there to get feedback, get input, get all this mumbo jumbo. Then you have the second generation. The second generation always is made to fix the main issues people had with the first generation and any issues they knew of, but it's just they wanted to push it out because they were running low on R&D and time, whatever. Then you get the third generation. That's where all the quality of life from feedback from the early adopters actually gets put into these phones. You would think it would be the second generation, but it is somewhat the second generation, and it is not. Main reason why, obviously R&D costs, whatever. And now we have this phone. One of the things I don't like about this phone, by the way, this case. They could have done so much better, and to be clear, I love flip style cases. The fact it doesn't clip on with magnets, at least. They could have put magnets in the hinge, because I know that... Actually, the hinge is probably not magnetized, but they could have put a little bit more metal in the hinge, specifically because this case was designed along with the phone, and had the case stick on from here with the metal, and then this would be less annoying than this. I like the fact that this pen holder is detachable, though. I would love to see an accessory from another company where you sort of strap it on and then you put it in your pocket and it keeps the pen in the pocket like a regular pen. That would be amazing. Another thing I don't like, this... I'm taking this off for now. See this? Turn it off. Control panel keeps closing. I will I will switch over to Chromecast so you can get a better idea of all the software stuff that's wrong with this right then. But that was the most annoying thing, especially since I always see people saying, especially since all the reviews I have seen had people having it work fine for them. I probably do need a factory data reset, but at the same time, it should really not be like that. Next thing. Now to the things I love and like about the phone. DeX. It's so much better in this generation than all the previous generations, especially if you're a Note user like me. You bought into, or you were a Windows Phone user, and then you went to the Note series because Windows Phones was being discontinued, and you saw DeX and was like, this is a replacement for Continuum. Something even as small as this would be hell on earth to get working on the original variation of DeX, because it would always bug out. So with this version of DeX, it's just so much better. It would not allow me to. It would usually not allow me to resize the game screen like this. Works perfectly fine here. I'm not sure if that's an improvement in DeX or if that's an improvement because of the way the Fold works, and more companies, instead of just specifically coding and stuff for DeX, they did that. By the way, this is all running. The DeX hub I'm using is the original DeX hub from the Note 8. I still use it because it has a fan, and obviously if you're going to be even light gaming on a phone like this, that fan is going to help a little bit. I picked this game because it's an example of a game that is a phone-only game. And what I can do is trying to scroll through Twitch to find it, but I guess it doesn't like me. I can play this game, and I can have my sort of Discord feed open here. Now this game, I keep on forgetting this game has weird bindings. Obviously, by no means is this a demanding game, and by no means would this tax DeX like this. But this is just an example of what I imagine DeX being in the future, and what I imagine Google's continued desktop experience will be like in the future. Obviously, this is not its intended purpose. Its intended purpose is for business professionals. But obviously, I'm not a business professional. As much as I love business professional stuff, and I love the aesthetic of business professional stuff, I am by no means a business professional. Just music to my ears. I'm able to practice my B&Bs just like I would on my desktop. Now, some people may be asking why not just use BlueStacks. Because BlueStacks is really not that good. Had several issues with BlueStacks, especially on Ryzen CPUs. On Intel CPUs, it's really good, but on Ryzen, it's not that good. And obviously, instead of getting a laptop, I'll just get this, and then I'll just use the take the desk dock with me. While this may be a little bit bulky, I'm not shy of bulk, and I love. And for the longest time when I was in high school, I had 3 bags on me because I wanted to keep absolutely everything on me. That included my PS Vita, my Nintendo Switch, my tablet, my laptop. Yes, I had a tablet and a laptop, don't ask. And that was basically me. Now, I imagine decks getting so similar to PCs in the future that it actually will definitely, well, most likely not, but will most likely replace a computer for most people in the future. Especially since most people don't even have computers currently; they just have phones. Unless, of course, you're a student and you're in a Zoom call. And that's the main issue I've been having with this phone. Other than that, I've been loving this phone. It's just that one app that admittedly you do have to enable the labs section. That's supposed to be just working fine, but it's just doing this. It does not. Watch, I'm holding the phone completely straight. It's just doing this. Why is it doing this? I don't want to have to factory data reset it because I should not have to. But I might if you are like me and you use these devices for this specific set of purposes. It pushes you enough away from the Note to that you probably already have if you are like me to this device. Conclusion: 3rd generation, generally the best to look at. Anything after that, you are looking at iterative features, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but if at that 3rd generation you do not like what you see, it's going to be like 4 more generations before you actually start seeing stuff that you will like. I likely won't do this again, but if I do, it will be when the S Pen Pro arrives and my experience with it. Ciao.